We focused on simplicity for our design. We wanted to make sure we had the fewest amount of inputs we required, and we ended up having 3 extra pins left over on our pick. 2 of those we used for debugging, which ended up being very helpful. And with that simplicity, we were able to navigate the course pretty successfully. Our programming was modularized, so we had it split up into different sections so we could call these functions in our main program. And at the end, it made it very easy to read. We only had to change some small numbers to tweak distances towards the end.
We want to keep it as simple as possible, so we only use 3 QRDs, 2 in the middle that straddled the white line to make sure we weren't going off course, and then one off to the side on the left to detect those 90-degree turns. Our robot had 2 wheels in the front and 1 caster in the back, and having the 2 wheels in front allows us to have a lot of control over the direction that we were going. And another big part of the simplification that we had for line following was the code. We optimized it to be as simple as possible so we didn't have to worry about too much, and that allowed it to keep going straight without jittering too much. Things that we could do better for line following would be to move our battery placement. We had it originally in the back, but moving it to the front would give us more stability. And also earlier implementing a QRD holder so our QRDs could stay in place without us worrying about it being damaged due to going off course or running into objects.
For counting navigation, something that we could have improved or added to was maintaining a constant distance to the wall with that left IR sensor. But our 90 degrees turns we got dialed in, and we weren't having any issues with counting navigation, so we decided to spend our time on other things. For our counting navigation, we kept it relatively simple. We had a IR proximity sensor on the front and on the left side. So whenever we got too close going forward, it would detect if there's a wall to the left. If there wasn't, turn left. If there was, turn right. And it just kept on going until it detected a line on the 3rd QRD, and then it went into state transition logic, turn and continue line following.
For the sample collection, we used a photodiode without a potentiometer to be able to detect when the sample collection center was. And if we were to redo it again, we would reprint everything with slight adjustments just to make everything fit together better. And we would also make the collector wider just so it's more consistent when picking up the ball. And along with that, we would also like to print a place for wires to go just so they don't get as twisted up. And for simplicity, we decided to use 1 servo to control both the ball collection, return, and data transmission.
For data transmission, we used the same contraption that we used for collecting the samples. We swept through a range of angles and then tilted the servo to the angle that gave us the highest value for light in the photodiode. And we used object-oriented filtering to filter our sensors for both the distance detection as well as the photodiode for the laser. And we wired the laser using a voltage follower, which wasn't as powerful as we hoped. Maybe in the future it would be better to use a BJT or something. We could also have adjusted the shape of our light collector so that it would funnel in more light and be more accurate. But overall, it worked okay.
If we were to do the project over again, one of the changes we would make is having a bigger wire to the battery because it burned out a couple of times throughout the course of the semester. Another change we would make is trying to have the cable organization integrated into the base design and also having a PCB board just so we don't have as much of a rat's nest with our wiring. We would also make a nicer platform for the motor drivers, one that stays in place more consistently. And the biggest lesson that we learned as a team is that Mechatronics is hard, but when you're working with the right people, it can be rewarding.